Avengers Endgame is directed by Anthony and Joe Russo and stars Chris Evans, Robert Downey Jr., Scarlett Johansson, Mark Ruffalo. You name it, if you've seen a Marvel movie, that person is in this movie. And this is a follow-up, of course, to Infinity War. Thanos has snapped his fingers, and in the aftermath of all that devastation, our remaining heroes get together and try for one last time to make things right. So this is Avengers Endgame. Or if you want to call it Infinity War Part 2, because this is technically the Infinity Saga. What is there to say that hasn't already been said? All I'm going to say at this point is thank you. Thank you, Marvel. Thank you to the Russo brothers. Thank you to the actors who've given their all. And after 11 years and now 22 films, we have been rewarded, inclusive of this film, by the way, we have been rewarded with this story, this moment, this movie, which, when you think about the scale of this, it should have been impossible, and yet they managed to pull it off. This score by Alan Silvestri is some of the best work I've ever heard from him. Every moment is felt so much more deeply. Every song is perfectly chosen for that moment. It tugs where it's supposed to tug. It makes you laugh where it's supposed to make you laugh. It lifts you up and pulls you down where it's supposed to. It's just a perfect score, and it's one of those few times I really want to add a movie score to my collection. The visuals in this movie, I would say 90% of the time stand up really well. This movie is shot with IMAX cameras for IMAX cinemas, and I did see it in IMAX theaters. And even so, there are a little few moments here and there where things look a little bit wonky, a little bit stretched, a little bit flat. But overall, Marvel once again delivers on their cinematic visuals. This movie looks fantastic. Not just the battle sequence, which is of course one for the ages. That is one that we are going to be sitting down. I'm sure everybody is going to be watching this movie at least 2 or 3 times. And it's just a moment where it's like instant, perfect wallpaper for your computer. The visuals in this are just, they're dynamic. They're memorable in every way possible. Everybody's costumes, everything looks crisp and clean where it needs to. And of course, the fight choreography is some of the best we've seen, especially in the more one-on-one moments, you know. Of course, we have more than one-on-one moments with a character like Thanos. I don't want to get into it too much because I don't want to spoil this. I think there are a lot of people who still haven't seen it, but the fight sequences are very well done. Some of my absolute favorites are Hawkeye's, aka Ronin. He has some awesome standout sequences here and there. Of course, like I said, that final epic battle sequence. And there are moments here and there in between that just look really, really good. And of course, the acting. What is there to say? These guys are now synonymous with their characters. You're never going to see them in another movie and not think of them as these characters. These characters are now for us family, as the movie well puts it. You know, they've become a family, and they're not just their own family, they're our family as well. And I guess dropping into these roles is probably like putting on a comfortable pair of PJs, you know, or your most comfy pair of jeans. Chris Evans, Robert Downey Jr., Scarlett Johansson, Chris Hemsworth, oh my goodness, delivering some of his best work as Thor. Everybody who was given a moment to shine, really, they hit it out of the park, honestly. And for those who didn't, I mean, even at 3 hours long, they couldn't fit everybody in. So this movie really focuses in on that original team, and it focuses in on those moments that would make fans stand up and say, remember that? That was one of my favorites, you know. So the movie is a love letter to fans. For anybody who is just a casual Marvel watching person type, I don't know if they'll enjoy this movie as much. I think that they would go into it expecting this huge action extravaganza. And while the movie does have those moments, it's not that type of movie. As huge as a blockbuster film as this movie is, it's one of the most intimate, personal, one-on-one types of Marvel movies we've ever gotten, I feel. And it's really meant to show that same love and affection that the fans have shown to these films, and that loyalty, to show that back to the fans. So like I said, it's all about those emotional moments. It's all about those smaller, more one-on-one moments that these characters have with each other as well as with us, because a lot of that dialogue is aimed towards the audience. So guys, with all that said, there's nothing really negative about this movie. Is it a flawed movie? Yes, like I said, the CG does suffer from little mistakes here and there. The plot is not as well structured as Infinity War, and you know, we could nitpick on certain things, but the fact of the matter is, this is a fantastic, well thought out, passionate project of a movie. The love is there, the love for the fans, the love for the story, the love for the characters. It's all there. And there's nothing more perfect than when you go to see a film, especially a film that's part of a franchise, and a huge one at that, and realize that even though this is a 22nd movie in that franchise, the studios is not treating it like any other cookie cutter film. They are still invested, they still love the material, and they want us to know that. So I'm giving Avengers Endgame a 9 out of 10. Fantastic movie. I do plan on seeing it at least a couple times more. I've already seen it twice, and it's one of those movies you're gonna find yourself revisiting, and I think you're gonna love it more and more each time you see it. I honestly don't see myself hating on this movie. You know, sometimes you watch a movie and you can tell, oh, this is not gonna hold up well. I don't think this movie is gonna have that problem. If you guys like this video, please feel free to hit that like button. It's very much appreciated. If you want to subscribe to my channel, you can click on my face right over there. And Spider-Man Far From Home, that's our post-credits movie, so to speak. Can't wait to see what that one delivers. But I, for one, am still reeling from the emotional impact of this movie, so I'm happy to take a breath. And until next time, guys, bye bye.